Since the war started, Israel has destroyed pretty much everything in Gaza. There's nothing left, literally nothing left, not even children, not even babies. They did not spare even the babies. And so when we talk about the destruction, the most recent one, obviously now we see that they have also bombed refugee camp. And this is not something that should go by without us noticing it. Yes, the world community will not notice, but we as believers, as Muslims, as human, I should say, must take notice of that. What is happening right now? Because against all of these odds, there is something good coming out. Especially for the people of Palestine, you have good news, and that good news is important. And this is exactly what I want to talk about. This is what Allah did to the state of Israel, the Zionist, right after they bombed this refugee camp. So what happened this time? Well, Israel, now they have amassed a lot of soldiers. They're asking Delta forces from the states to come and join them. In fact, US said, we will send you those forces. Don't worry about this. They are going to be there. US is supplying them with not just weapons and even soldiers, Delta Force and blah, 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 all of those things. But also they're supporting Israel financially. In fact, this is the lifeline. And this is something, if Israel cannot afford, if US cannot send paychecks, I should not say paycheck, like free blank checks to Israel, then they will bleed to death. This nation of Israel, they spend billions of dollars just to defend themselves from the probable attacks of the proxies through Iran. So the point here is that financial aid is very, very important. It's vital. It is the most important thing. But what happened this time after all of these atrocities? What happened this time? Actually, I want to play another video before I tell you what happened this time, because this video, it shows the haughtiness of the people of Israel that was mentioned in the Quran. I want you to take a look at this video yourself so you know what I'm talking about. So this is coming from Middle East Eyes News. And listen to what they're saying.
The only innocent people that are in Gaza now are the 229 hostage that were taken. Once they will go back to Israel,
Wow.
we will bomb Shifa Hospital, all the hospitals, all the tunnels, and kill them all. It's about time. The world knows that. There's no argue about that.
Okay.
We are the center of the world now.
So we are the center of the world now. We're going to bomb everybody, everything. Once those hostages are going back to Israel, there will be no more Palestine. There will be no more Gaza. This is exactly what she is saying. And this is the level of haughtiness, arrogance, and disregard they have for human life. So what Allah did this time? Let's take a look at this article before I explain to you more what happened. This article talks about the main problem, the probable destruction of Israel. This is literally is the case. This is literally is the case. They are going to be bleeding to death. So if you take a look at this article, basically it says, it talks about Israel's past recovery from wars, right? And this is coming from AP, Associated Press newspaper. Israel's economy recovered from previous wars with Hamas, but this one might go longer, hit harder. Let's take a look a little bit more how this will come to an end for the Palestinian suffering. This is all going to come to an end because this is a complete disaster for Israeli. Just last month, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu predicted a new era of peace and prosperity in the Middle East based on growing acceptance of Israel within the region. Today, with the Israel-Hamas war in its fourth week, that vision is in tatters. The mobilization of 360,000 reservists and evacuation of 250,000 Israelis from their homes, according to numbers provided by Israeli military, has upended many businesses. Restaurants and stores have emptied, airlines have cancelled most flights to Israel, and tourists have called off trips. A main natural gas field has been shut down, farms have been destroyed for lack of workers, and businesses have furloughed tens of thousands of workers, or they laid them off, or they They said, we do not want you anymore because we don't have money. This is a sheer destruction. Now, if you take a look at what is happening in the Middle Eastern, not Middle Eastern, yeah, of course, Middle Eastern countries and also in the Western countries, you go to any city, you go to a Starbucks, you see it empty. You go to Burger King, it's empty. You go to Kit Kat, the shelves are empty. Coca-Cola price where I am is dropping because nobody's buying Coca-Cola or Pepsi. These are American Israeli brand, and people are boycotting them. When they waged war against Hamas in the past, so-called mowing the land, that's what they call it, Israeli IDF terrorist organization, and they mow the land. How they do that? By killing Palestinians every year. Go to Gaza, and then kill. At that time, they could afford it. They were paying, and America was paying from the taxpayers' money. But this war, according to this news report, is very, very different. Go to any city, you will see those places are empty, and so Israel is being hit hard. As I said in the beginning of this video, the main lifeline for Israel, for US government to keep feeding this monster, Israel, they must be giving them a lot of money, billions of dollars. Whether the people of US, they like it or not, and I mean, thankfully, a lot of good citizens in the States, they are asking the government not to send money. We have seen one video yesterday, an old lady, may Allah bless her, she said to, in the room where Anthony Blinken was there, she said no more funding to Israel. So the good US citizens, the Samaritan, they are waking up. Also people from UK, also people from Europe, Africa, everywhere. And they're asking those countries not to help Israel in any way, shape, or form. So this war of attrition that Israel planned is backfiring big time. Once the economy is being destroyed after this war, then US will have this extra burden to help Israel. But US cannot do it for too long. Why? Because US, they are now fearful of BRICS. If you remember China, Brazil, and they formed their own alliance, financial entity, BRICS. Of course, the dollar is going to lose value if they try to spend money on Israel recklessly. They cannot just give them free checks, blank checks anymore. US dollar is losing its value. And this is why we need to support BRICS, people who are against this oppression, even US citizen. I'm telling you guys, you need to support BRICS because your administration will never give you the rights that you deserve, will never respect your opinion, never will ever listen to what you have to say. So as US citizen, I'm talking to you. If you're watching as a US citizen, don't support your government. Tell them you need to stop funding or else we are going to be doomed, because Muslims now are waking up, and especially in terms of choosing which product, which brand to use and which one not to use. Now, there is another report. I also want to share this with you guys. Let's take a look at these images. These are images from Houthis. They are coming prepared. Houthis, they have tested or they have released footage of missile that is aiming Israel. And Jordan now, they're fearing that some of these missiles will land in Jordan. And so the Jordanian, the king, he said, you cannot fire these missiles to Israel, a place called Eilat, I think that's what they call. And this is why I find this to be mind-boggling. Why would Jordan be so worried about this when they should be worried about what this idea of the terrorist organization they are doing in Palestine, in Gaza? They should condemn them. They should spend their time. So Jordan warns Hamas, Houthis against firing toward Eilat, report said. So this is coming from the guy, King Abdullah, said, don't mess up with us. I mean, of course, I understand that it is going to be a friendly reminder to these Houthis, because Jordan, they don't like Israel anymore. Nobody on the planet likes Israel unless you are one of them. Unless you are one of them. I have received so many comments, people saying, oh, you are biased. Well, what do you mean I'm biased? Like, after seeing those children are being slaughtered, you think I will not be biased? I will not present you the facts? I'm not biased. I am presenting you with the facts. Now, there is this new report that suggests this is what is happening. North Korea, according to this report again, Russia and also Iran, they are gearing up to attack Israel, war on Israel. There is one report that already suggested that North Korea actually provided training and arms to the organization Hamas and also Hezbollah. Their arms, their weapons are in the hands of